Hello, it's Amanda. I had big plans to get going on this recipe, which is a stir-fried udon with bacon, Parmesan, and gochujang earlier today, but then my email account somehow seemed way too enticing and took up most of my day. So here I am. So this is by Hannah Asbrink, and she describes it as, it takes inspiration from the Korean pantry and is also like a Japanese style wafu pasta, and also the sauce is a bit like a Roman carbonara. Okay, I've got 2 thick slices of bacon, thick cut bacon, and I'm gonna cut it into 1/4-inch strips. So we've got our bacon all chopped up, and you can put that in the bowl. For the garlic, you can use 2 to 3 cloves. I had this like mega clove, so I'm just gonna use that and then a regular sized clove to go with it. Anybody who's an old time Food 52er probably already knows this because I do it all the time, but I use a meat pounder. Whoops. Sometimes you lose a little bit to the floor, and then you just give it a little chop. So you basically smash it with something really heavy and solid, which releases all the nice, delicious garlic juices. So I'm going to stick that in the bowl. This calls for 3 to 4 scallions. My scallions were especially skinny, so I'm just going to use 5. So I'm going to scrape these into this bowl, and then we just have one last bit of prep. So I've already separated 2 egg yolks, and then they are going to go into a bowl with some grated parm. And I think I'm supposed to do 1/2 cup of grated parm. Now, you know, I'm not a big fan of measuring stuff like this, so I'm just gonna wing it. So I'm adding the cheese to this bowl, and then I'm gonna add the eggs. So I'm gonna add a little salt, probably add some more later, and a little bit of pepper. Mix it up, and it should be paste-like. Looks like a paste. Whoop. We're gonna head over to the stove, and then everything happens over there. I have got a big saute pan set over medium-low heat, and I'm going to add a neutral oil. This is vegetable oil. I'm not gonna measure, so here we go. We're just winging a tablespoon. I'm adding the bacon, scallions, and garlic. Where is my favorite spoon? Okay. I love my lefty spoon. I'm sauteing this until the bacon is golden brown. It's gonna take about 5 to 8 minutes. Monitor your heat because you don't want it to cook too fast or too slow. You know, you don't want it to be stewing, and you also don't want it to be burning. So while that's doing its thing, it is time for beer mission. So, today's beer mission is Thalia. It's an Italian style Pilsner, which is described as crisp floral with a hint of honey and herbs. Definitely crisp and floral. Can I get a little honey? Yeah, highly recommend. I'm gonna let this do its thing. You don't wanna be moving it around too much. Let it kind of crisp up and then turn it, but just make sure that it's not so hot that the garlic burns. You don't want any burned garlic. The bacon is starting to brown just a little bit. I want to show you. So I am going to give it a little stir. Okay, we have arrived at our big moment of adding a teaspoon of soy sauce to our nicely browned bacon. Okay. And then a tablespoon of gochujang. All right, get that in there. Stir it around so that it coats everything. And then you have a moment to caramelize the sauce in the fat, in the bacon fat. Yum. It smells so good. It's so like smoky and lovely. Okay, now things are happening. I'm going to take my udon blocks and drop them in. Now, Hannah says it takes like 45 seconds to 60 seconds. Frozen udon blocks just completely cooled the water. So let's see what happens with that. So now you want to take out some udon cooking water, about a 1/2 cup. You're not going to need that much. Maybe it would have helped if I had put the timer on. Oh well. I am going to turn off the udon now and drain it. Whoa, okay. By the way, I know it doesn't look like very much, does it? That's because, and I meant to tell you, that this serves 2, so double it if you want more. Oh my God, that looks so good. Okay, now, to the mixing bowl, I'm gonna add 2 to 3 tablespoons of cooking water. I'm going to be forming a slightly looser paste according to Hannah. I guess the scallion greens, I was supposed to only use the whites in this part and then reserve the scallion greens for the top, but I didn't do that. So I'm going to add this to the bowl. And ooh, I just want to make sure I get as much of that yummy stuff as possible. Okay, oh, that looks so good. And then if you want more, if it's like, if for some reason yours is tight, you can always add a little bit more of the udon cooking water. Then we are going to add a little sesame oil, just a 1/4 teaspoon of sesame oil. And because I don't trust myself to not over add, I am actually gonna measure this. Give that a little toss. Oh, this is getting so silky and amazing. Yum. Just a little salt and pepper. Key thing is that if you're using tongs, you gotta scrape all the goodies out of there. And we'll come back in a second to taste. Here we go. Mmm. Yum. So that is the stir-fried udon, and it is really cold in New York, and I cannot think of a better dish to eat on a cold night than this super comforting and silky and delicious stir-fried udon. So I hope you'll give it a try, and I will see you next time. All right, bye.